Good morning, everyone. First of all, I am welcoming you in class 8, and this is your science class. I am your science teacher. So, students, today we are starting our chapter 1, that is crop production and management. So, the main topics that we will cover in this chapter are types of crops and crop production and management. We can say production of crop and management. In this topic we will discuss some agricultural practices. Agricultural practices means preparation of soil, selection and sowing of seed, then replenishment of nutrients, irrigation, that means supply of water to crop, then crop protection, harvesting and storage. So these are the main topics that we will cover in this chapter. So students, we are starting our chapter crop production and management. So first of all, I want to clear you that what is agriculture. Agriculture is an applied science that deals with the mass production of crop plants and animals useful to human beings. We can say beside crop production, several other related activities like fishing and sericulture come within the scope of agriculture. And we know that food is one of the basic necessities of life for all living organism, and food provide energy for carrying out all body function such as digestion, respiration and excretion. So food is required for the growth, development and body repair. It is also protect the body against disease. So now we'll go through the book. You have learned that all living organisms require food. We know that among all the living organisms require food for, we have discussed, that means for growth, development and food protect us from the disease also, for body repairing also, because food provides us energy to carry out all the body functions. So can you recall how green plants synthesize their own food? Because animals and human beings depend on plants and other animals for their food, but only green plants make their own food. That's why they are known as autotrophs. So animals including humans cannot make their own food. So where do animals get their food from? They depend on the plants and other animals. So first of all, why do we eat to food? That we have discussed already, because food is required for the growth, development and body repair. So it is, and it also protect the body against disease. So it is a necessity that all living organism require food, because food provide them energy. You already know that energy from the food is utilized by organism for carrying out their various body function such as digestion, respiration and excretion. So we get our food from plants and animals or both. So in order to provide food for a large population, regular production, proper management and distribution is necessary, because India is having a large population. The population of India is increasing very rapidly. So to fulfill the food requirement of such a large population, increased production, proper management and distribution of food is necessary. But if we will discuss about the ancient time, we can say till 10,000 BC, the nomadic people wandered from place to place in search of food and shelter. They ate fruit and raw vegetable of forest plant and hunted animal for food. Later, people learned farming and cultivated wheat, rice and other food crop. They also domesticated animal to meet their food requirements and did hard physical work. So this marked a new era in the history of humans, that from food gatherers they turned into food producers. So when plants of the same kind are cultivated at a one place on a large scale, it is called crop. So what is the meaning of crop? Plants of the same kind grown at one place on a large scale are called crop. For example, crop of wheat means that all the plants grown in the field are of wheat. So the product of cultivated plant is called crop produce. Clear? You already know that crops are of different types like cereals, vegetables and fruits. These can be classified on the basis of the season which they grow. So students, cereals means we can take example of wheat, rice, maize, bajra, barley and pulses. Pulses are the gram, pea, bean, moong, vegetables, cabbage, cauliflower, brinjal, fruit, mango, apple, pear, guava or spices, and fiber crops also cotton, jute, and plantation crop like tea, coffee, rubber. Okay, so these are the examples of different types of crops, and when the same kind of plant is grown at a one place on a large scale are called crop. And how can we classify the crop? So first we will classify the crop on the basis of season in which they are grow. So on the basis of season we can classify crop into kharif crop and rabi crop. India is a vast country. The climatic conditions like temperature, humidity, and rainfall vary from one region to another. Accordingly, there is a rich variety of crop grown in different parts of the country. Despite the diversity, two broad cropping pattern can be identified. These are kharif crop and rabi crop. Kharif crop means the crop that are sown in the rainy season are called kharif crop. The crop which are sown in the rainy season are called kharif crop. That means kharif crops are sown at the beginning of the monsoon season, that is June or July, and harvested at the end of the monsoon season, that is September or October. So we can see that kharif crop depend on monsoon rain for growth. For example, we can say paddy, maize, soya bean and groundnut and cotton, soya bean, groundnut, rice, maize are the example of kharif crop. So kharif crops are grown in which season? Rainy season. That means the rainy season in India is generally from June to September. So it sown in the beginning of monsoon season, that is June or July, and harvested at the end of monsoon season, that is September to October. Next is rabi crop. Rabi crop, the crop that are sown in the winter season are called rabi crops. So rabi crops are sown at the beginning of winter season, that is October and November, and harvested in the March or April. So rabi crops do not depend on monsoon rain for growth. For example, wheat, gram, pea, mustard, linseed are the example of rabi crop. Beside these, pulses and vegetables are grown during summer at many places. So students, this is all about the main group of crop that is depend upon the season in which they are grown. Now we will study the basic practices of crop production. But what is the meaning of here practices? Cultivation of crop involve several activities undertaken by farmer over a period of time. You may find that these activities are similar to those carried out by a gardener or even by you when you grow ornamental plants in your house. These activities or tasks are referred to as agricultural practices. So we can say that agricultural practices are activities in a particular sequence undertaken by farmer over a period of time to cultivate a good crop. So what is the meaning of agricultural practices? Agricultural practices are the activities in a particular sequence undertaken by farmer over a period of time to cultivate a good crop. So what are these? These are preparation of soil, sowing. Sowing means first selection of seeds, then sowing of seed, then adding manure and fertilizer. That means replenishment of nutrients in the soil by manuring or by providing fertilizer. Then irrigation, that means water supply to crop. Then crop protection. Protection means protecting from weeds or we can say insects. Then harvesting and storage. These are the steps that are followed by farmer to cultivate the good crop. So first we will discuss preparation of soil. It is the first step of growing crop. It involves loosening and turning of soil. The preparation of soil is the first step before growing a crop, and one of the most important tasks in agriculture is to turn the soil and loosen it. This allows the root to penetrate deep into the soil, and the loose soil allow the root to breathe easily even when they go deep into the soil. Why does the loosening of soil allow the root to breathe easily? The loosened soil help in the growth of earthworms and microbes present in the soil. These organisms are friends of the farmer since they further turn and loosen the soil and add humus to it. But why the soil need to be turned and loosened? Why? That we will discuss. You have learned in the previous classes that soil contains minerals, water, air and some living organism. In addition, dead plants and animals get decomposed by soil organism. In this way, various nutrients in the dead organism are released back into the soil. These nutrients are again absorbed by plants. So, if we will loosen the soil or turning the soil, then it will easy to absorb the nutrients, we can say, from the soil. Since only a few centimeters of the top of the top layer of the soil support plant growth because it is having a humus. So turning and loosening of soil brings the nutrient rich soil to the top so that plant can use these nutrients. Thus turning and loosening of soil is very important for cultivation of crop. The process of loosening and turning the soil is called tilling or plowing, and this is done by using plow. Plows are made up of wood or iron. If the soil is very dry, it may need watering before plowing. The plowed field may have big clumps of soil called crumbs. It is necessary to break these crumbs. Leveling the field is beneficial for sowing as well as for irrigation also. So leveling of soil is done with the help of leveler, and sometimes manure is added to soil before tilling. This help in proper mixing of manure with the soil, and the soil is moistened before sowing. So we can say that loosening of soil is important because loose soil particles have more air space that help the root of crop plant to breathe better, and loose soil particle hold more water for longer duration. This helps the root to absorb more water. All loose soil helps root to penetrate deep through the layer of soil. This helps to fix the plants more firmly, and loose soil mixes with manure and fertilizer more easily, and it helps to remove weeds from the field because we are using plow to loosening the soil, and loose soil promote the growth of useful soil microbes. These microbes help to add humus to the soil. While turning the soil during plowing, nutrient rich soil is brought up from lower level of soil, so the plant can use these nutrients. So that's why loosening or turning the soil is very important, that is including in the preparation of soil. Now we will study about agricultural implements. Okay. So what are these? The various tools needed during agricultural practices are called agricultural implements. The main tool used to preparation of soil are plow, hoe or cultivator. So we can say that before sowing the seed, it is necessary to break soil clumps to get better yield. This is done with the help of various tools. The main tool used for this purpose are the plow, hoe and cultivator. So what is plow? It is used for tilling and we can say scraping of soil, weeding, manuring, etc. It consists of strong triangular iron strip called plowshare, as you can see in this figure also. There is a long rod of wood called plough shaft, and the other end is attached to a beam which is put on the bull's neck, and the plowshare is curved to turn the soil after cutting. And what is hoe? This is used for removing weeds and for loosening the soil. It consists of a long rod of wood or iron. A strong, broad or bent plate of iron is fixed at one end of long rod, which works like a blade, and at the other end a beam is attached, as you can see in the figure also. Beam is attached here, and this beam is placed on the bull's neck. So this is all about the hoe. Then cultivator. The tractor driven cultivator, we can say the tractor driven plow is called cultivator, and the use of cultivator save both time and labor. That's why nowadays this type of cultivator is using. So nowadays plowing is done by the tractor driven cultivator. The use of cultivator save labor and time. So student, this is all about the agricultural implements that are using, we can say, for plowing also, for preparation of soil also, for break down the clumps also. So these are the agricultural implements: plow, hoe and cultivator. So in the next step, that is including in agricultural practices, is sowing. What is sowing? What is the meaning of sowing? Sowing means, we can say that uh, sowing is an important part of crop production. Before sowing, good quality, clean and healthy seeds of a good variety are selected. But what is the meaning of sowing? Sowing means sowing of seeds is the process of placing seed in the soil. Placing seeds in the soil is known as sowing. But before the sowing, we have to select the good quality seeds, and farmer prefer use seed with the give high yield. So they have to select the seed before the sowing. So how they will select the seeds? One activity is given. Okay, so I will explain you this activity also. We have to take a beaker and fill half of it with water. Now put a handful of wheat seed and stir well. Wait for some time. Are there seeds which float on water? Would those be lighter or heavier than those which sink? Why would they be lighter? Damaged seeds become hollow and are thus lighter. Therefore, they float on water. This is the good method for separating good healthy seeds from the damaged seeds. Okay, by doing this activity, we can select the good quality seed. We can say that the seeds that are healthy, they will settle down at the bottom, and the damaged seeds that are hollow, they will float on the water. So we can say that plants grow from the seed. While selecting the seeds, we have to follow some precautions, or farmer follow some precautions, that only clean, healthy and disease free seeds should be selected, and seeds should be treated with fungicide. We can say that chemicals that kill the causing fungi. Okay, so they have to select the good quality seeds. This is a good method for separating good healthy seed from the damaged one. Before sowing, one of the important tasks is to know about the tools used for sowing the seeds, and we will study about the traditional tool first, then modern tools. Okay, but students, today we will study this much only. We will continue this topic, that is traditional tool, in our next session. So thank you all of you, and have a nice day.